Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Nishmas Mordechai. Welcome to all the guests. I should say Shalom Aleichem to all of them. If you're a guest, raise your hand for a second. Wow. Shalom Aleichem. So you're not Yiddi. What's your name?
Yiddi Schwartz.
Yiddi Schwartz from Brooklyn, New York. Very nice. Actually, we have a video Yiddi sent in. I'm going to show it in a second. Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? Manchester. And you all at the end? I know you. Morty? Gable? From?
Originally Muncie, 5 towns now.
5 towns. Wow. Okay. Who else? Your son. Oh, he looks so taka. Shalom Aleichem, son. Cohen. Huh? First time. You never did this year? Never heard this year? All right. Bezer Hashem. All of Shas. Who? Where's Mayor Planka? Mayor Planka's there? Where? Oh. Hi, Mayor. With the Shver. All right. Baruch Hashem. A lot of guests. We have more guests than regulars. Oh, Shalom Aleichem. Did you know? What's your name? From?
Originally London, I live in
Tom's River, all the way from London. Shalom Aleichem, Reb Hershey. All right. So I just wanted to show you real quickly. This is one of the front pages of the Baba Kama MDY edition, Art Scroll edition, and you see all the names in there. So, Shimon Braun, the fact that thousands of people. I spotted Avram Simcha Shepherd on the plane. He's doing Chazar as well. Oh, Avrumi Bensky. I would like to inform you about my dog who's seriously injured and needs some davening. I'm not as rich as Reb Eli, but I still have a good 400 mil. I would like to sponsor a year's daf for 3 million. How do I do it? The website rejected me. Kitzer, for $3 million, Tomer will fly directly from here, pick it up, and we will bring the dog here. We'll make Mishaberach, CPR, whatever you need. 3 mil. There's a lot we could do. By the way, 3 million, there's a lot we could do, and I'll show you what. Here, this came from Yiddi. Check this out. Rabbi Isai with the volume. Rabbi Halberstam's class in Chaim Berlin, learning Patach with a Geschmack. You know, I went to Chaim Berlin for 2 years. Chaim Berlin's Yartzeit today. What Ashgacha. Okay? Yiddi Schwartz. Also, you work in Chaim Berlin? As a P3 provider. P3. In the middle school. I got it. Kimat. All right, here goes. He's teaching Patach. Rabbi Isai. This is how we learn Patach in today's generation. Here you go.
Good morning, Rabbi Isai.
That's it. You learn Patach. Ash, you like it?
I love it.
It's Gival. You didn't learn it like that, huh?
I love it. I'm in a very good mood today.
Oh, Ash, you're always in a very good mood.
Thank you.
Yeah. So this came from Rabbi Steinberg yesterday. This is the one I wanted to show you how he's changing his mahalach of teaching, MDY style. Here we go. This is about a sukkah yeshana, old sukkah. Oops. No, not again. Let's see if I could get it like this, maybe. No. All right. Anyway, Chaval. Aram Shulam Felberbaum, I think his name is. We'll see at the end. What's his name? Felberbaum. I know him well, but the last name. So I received a few emails about this that I batched up the story yesterday with Tzadik Zeba, Lemeloini. So here's the real version from all the mices from all the emails. This is the longest one, so try to read it as quick as possible. I really appreciate all your efforts to make this share live, especially when you bring in some Hasidic mices and add salt and pepper to the mices. Yesterday, however, you tried doing it at the expense of rewriting history. The story is actually as follows. I personally didn't see any difference the way I said it and he's saying it. Maybe you could tell me what the nafkaminas are. The first Daish Rebbe, I think it was Reb Chatzkel Panet, was a Bucher and was a Talmud of the Yismach Moshe. He's, by the way, a misnagid for the first half of his life, so you still have some hope. One day, he went to the market to get some food and went by the table where a girl was standing selling melons. Apparently, he didn't end up buying anything. The girl was smart and a Medes said, Tzadik zeh bo lebeis meloini, v'yipote beloy meloini. stressing that the Meloini should be heard as a shvu instead of a chirik, like Zerilli and Rashi, Pashas V'Yaitze. Then the Bucher was a big Talmid Chochem, and Yerushalayim was caught in shock by the fact that the girl was so great in learning. No, there was time, okay, fine, etc. Well, a few seconds later, especially a girl that was selling stuff in the market, he forgot himself for a second and looked up to see who she was. Only a few seconds later, he realized that he was Nichshal in Riya Asira, Asura for the Litvaks, and started screaming, crying, I was just soivan in Dairaisa. Fine. Anyway, he went back to his Rebbe and cried about it, and he couldn't calm himself down. Even after Yismach Moshe tried to explain to him that's okay, it was a mistake. Bekitzer, Amaisa. Then he said, there's a Gemara that says, perhaps he can marry the girl, and the real part, then it won't be over Yosef. Bekitzer. This is the Yismach Moshe's idea. And you see this guy is holding, he says, but through retroactive clarification, it's still a mitzvah. The idea calmed him down and he stopped crying. The Buch was so delighted with the solution, he sent a letter to his parents, wants to get engaged, they come to the city, his parents, both in money, great yichus, came to visit him, disappointed to learn that the girl, was just a poor girl off the street selling melons. They said there's no way that they could allow him to go ahead with his plans. As soon as they said, he started screaming, crying again. What's going to be with the looking? And he couldn't stop crying. The Rebbe, the Yismach Moshe, turned and the parents said, true, you're not obligated to do the shidduch. Kitzer. Make a long story short, only after such a clear promise, they agreed that the shidduch and the bucha calmed down again, and obviously 9 months later, the promise came true. There's a lot of great Hasidic dynasties stemming from this couple, including between others, Daish, Vision Eretz Yisrael, Satmar Kiryas Yoel, Skver, Bells, and many others. Mentioning bells, and Mendy knows this, we were speaking to the Belzer. He said yesterday at the Chassan, he told me before the Chassan, I had a lot of kashas on the Mises. We did the Kramer made Chassan yesterday. Yeah. I was going to tell the Elan in middle because I have it's a kiss from Hashem over here. So I said, is it true that they say a story about you, the Belzer? Kids, what happened was, Mamish B'Shem Moimroi, he says, he went to a store, he went to a place, and he told me a lot of times, he's very makpid on Shmir Sinai because it helps him remember Gemara, this, that, very makpid. When he goes on the street, takes off his glasses, the whole thing. So he goes in the store, he purchases something, and he comes back home, and when he got home, his wife said, were you in the store? He said, yeah. Did you buy something? Yeah. Do you know who the woman who sold you the thing? No. It was me. So I said, it's a great story, but what's wrong with your wife? Why don't you say, hello? Said, no, that's the way it is in the mishpacha. When she sees her own father in the street, they're very, okay. That was the Maisa. So bells came out of this Maisa. So it's not that he was, so the story is not that he was told that he had to marry her because he looked at her. It was just the way to calm him down. It was pain. No person should ever say such a thing as a chiyuv. Thinking again so much. I get kvittel, get yontiv. I'm Shulam Felberbaum. Months in New York. I was the one who flew in Erev Tisha B'Av from Orlando. Talked to you about da-da-da. Okay, Givaldik. He came. He flew in Mamish to give me a message. Mamish Erev Tisha B'Av in Chicago. Dear Reb Eli Shlita, I'm a 12-year-old who does the daf. We got to start learning. The Gittin Daf Chav Daled. Doing the daf has not just a daily limud of Torah, but also you should fill with funny jokes, props, and goats wearing hats. It's a daily injection, Torah, humor, jokes, all in one. Doing the daf has changed my day. 12-year-old. Changed my life. He didn't say, changed my day. Doing the daf makes me very calm and relaxed. What I can say is, to all the therapists and the mental health people, that you should recommend your patients to do the daf. It'll make them more calm and relaxed. However, please announce barabim whether it's mutter or not to watch the daf on Chalamoyed. Sincerely, from your Talmud in Boston, Chazdai. No, I mean it's mutter if it's for therapy.
Why not?
I don't know what the shaila is. It's not only mutter, it's a chiyuv. It's a chiyuv. Maybe because it's on a computer?
No, it's mutter.
No, it's like uvda the chol. Hello. He's right. He has let's think about it. Chalmoid is like Yontif. Are you allowed to watch the shir on a computer on Yontif, on the first day of Yontif?
Somebody left it on.
So he's asking a shayla. Don't treat Chalmoid like a... The answer is yes, you could. Okay. Oh, real quickly, this Gershon Rose, no emails. You can't watch the emails, he said. My brother Michal Baruch Cooper produced a beautiful kuntris on all the Birkas Kehanim. And, which reminds me, this guy that lives right here in Zavitan, right next door to Mendy Auerbach, who didn't have a kid for 18 years, he told me, and Reb Chaim Kanevsky told him, write a book. He's a Kohen, write a book. I said this already. Write a sefer on Birkus County. It's this thick, and he had a kid. Mamish, a kid. And Mamish, no, whatever. A good one. A nice Talmud Chacham. He's 3 years old, but he's a big Talmud Chacham. So it says over here, I thought this is fascinating. It says, in Shailis and Shuvah Shevet HaKahasi, in the name of Rabbi Eliashiv, that if 2 people hold on to the cup to do Natil Sedayim for a Levi, no good. It's better than what Levi should do it. However, he saw in Kuntra's Beis HaMedrash that they asked Rabbi Eliashiv, is it true that he said it? And he said, no, I never said it. But then he said, there's another sefer, Bekitzer. I was mechaven to the wrong sefer, the one that made it up, according to the other one that's made up. Okay, great. Now, we do have to do koilo.
Wait, is it okay? It's not okay.
It's okay to hold a few Levium to hold.
And he says in the bottom, he says, no, that the minig is ready to do it. Kitzer, we're not Rabbanim, we're just bringing out stuff. Masechta, Lock and Levi families in Jersey, because torah and achdus. We have Reb Eliashiv, we have Reb Nachman Seltzer, you can pass him like him. He's an achron. We learned yesterday that it goes by the achroinim. They're more medayik in the halacha, and it goes like that. I'm kidding.
No. If you see Klai Yisrael does it, the whole Klai Yisrael does it, and it's clearly fine.
And Reb Eliashiv didn't see Klai Yisrael do it, and that's why I wrote it also. Okay, it's not a problem. Lock and Levi families like we're in Jersey, because torah and achdus are all best segula. Parnas ha-chodesh, the Nishmas Chaya bas Yosef. Parnas ha-chodesh.
Wait, Eli, before we start, you gotta see this. We're giving out free in our class. You gotta see. Nah, this is real.
What is this?
Yeah,
Free. Because nobody wants to take it. Nobody wants to buy it. Free in the Merkaz. V'hayu einecha ra'ois moirecha. This is not going up in my sukkah. Maybe we will. Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? I didn't notice you. Shalom Aleichem. You and you. Yeah. Slayton? Chanach Slayton from? Shleim, Shkoyach. And your son? Shalom Aleichem.
Hang it up on our
Huh? You told him about it. He said, okay, look. You gotta hang it up on the Kodesh. No, chas v'shalom. Where are we? Third sponsor of the No. It's good. We gotta bring it home. We gotta show the wife. Hatzlocha zchut Yosef Meir ben Rochel. Parnas hachodesh Elan Chaim Golan Liluy Nishmas Batsheva Chaya bat Miriam. Parnas hachodesh Liluy Nishmas Zechariah ben Moshe. Parnas hayoyim Liluy Nishmas Moshe ben Alexander Good Yontiv, and thank you Reb Eli and MDY team and family. Parnas hayoyim Yochanan Sigal. This is Zizkor. Liluy Nishmas Malkasora Bas Aaron Oleh Shalom. By Keith Reich, White Plains, New York, because I haven't sponsored in a while. I was wondering about Taco. Not of the month Bemis. I heard a lot from him in the past. Yosef Chaya, Sarah, for all the schusim that come from supporting the... No, don't put it up. Over there, not in the camera. Rabbi, I just want to announce this. This is what came up today, yesterday. Benny is working on it stark. He's not here today, but he's watching. Be'ezer Hashem, he's on Zoom right now. Be'ezer Hashem, as every sukkah, we're going to have breakfast in my sukkah 3 days. Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Hi, Benny. Shkoyach for working on this. Again, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Tuesday is sponsored and completely done by Bency Novak. I said Benny. Bency Novak. Monday and Thursday is by MDY and the team. We're going to have, on Monday and Thursday at least, we're going to have somebody making omelets and pancakes, bagels, lox, wine, zmiris, nigunim. It's going to be a morid every year. It's a beautiful thing. It's just it's the highlight of the year. That's when Gary Ben Moshe joined this year. I don't know how many years ago. It was 5 years. He came in to eat an omelet and he got stuck for life. It was the most expensive omelet ever. Here he is. What time? 10 o'clock usually. It's after davening over here in Bnei Yeshiva. So what time does davening start? Like 8 o'clock maybe. You have Ishanis, you have Hallel. So, and for all those who show up at 8:30 and demand omelets, 10 o'clock, okay? Shkoyach. What? We have to learn today. Sunday is going to be over here. What time over here? 10 o'clock here. Yeah, 10 o'clock in the Beis Medrash. Motzei Yontif here in the Beis Medrash. Friday here in the Beis Medrash. Unless there's a Yerushalayim thing that we don't know yet about. Maybe we'll work something out for Wednesday. All right. Rabbi Isai, we got to go. We're in the middle of a sugya. We'll run through the sugya. Somebody, if whoever behaves well, will get one of these hats. Let's see if we can keep Dr. Factory quiet today. Do you want one of these?
Yeah. He wants Ashi anyway.
Who? Ashi. What do you want? A hat or socks? A hat. From Shalom Rad. Yishkoyach. This I have to give to Yaakov Langer from Living L'Chaim. He mentioned he wants a pair. Okay, give out it. We'll give out hats. Good kashas, good tirutzim. All right. Rabbi Isai, here we go. We're in middle of Mem Hey Amud Beis. Niskachel that's we did the sugya a little bit and we'll run through it quickly because we did it yesterday. Shumalaychim Tzadik Kim Tzaran. Niskachel that's a via of Holach Avil Medinas Hayom. So we have the story was that Shumalaychim via ze heiste. Shalom Aleichem, he's on Zoom every day. This is tzaddik, every day. Shalom Aleichem, welcome. He told me 4 weeks ago, he's coming every day, there's a countdown. This gotcha, that's a via. Yeah, but let's just do it real quickly. Story was, we're by the 2 dots. We did sponsors, everything's good. This woman, this girl, was accepted Kiddushin. She accepted a ring from somebody and her father agreed to it. But there's 2 stages in marriage. There's Kiddushin, there's Erusin, and Nisuin. She got the Erusin done. Nisuin, we don't know if the father agrees or not. Her father disappeared, he's still alive, and we don't know what he wants. Does he want her to continue with the process or not? And she got married. So we had a machlokes on Mirav. She could eat truma if she's getting married to a kohen. Why? Because Mistama, the father, wants her to continue with the marriage. Why? Why did he let her get engaged? He wants her to get married. She can't eat truma. We don't know. Maybe he doesn't want her to get married. Interesting. If you recall, yesterday I was talking about maybe the father just wanted the money of the Kiddushin. Whatever the reason is, he doesn't want her to get married. So therefore, she can't eat truma because perhaps it's also a big problem because, as we know, Arusa could eat l'chatchila, not l'chatchila. Midiraisa, she could eat truma. It's just shema tachila achel. It's a gzer. Maybe she's gonna give truma. Over here, you don't really have that because she's getting married. Okay, fine. Ahava uvda. Says Gemara Ma'asav Choshlo Rav L'Hoda Ravasi. Rav was choishish for Ravasi. He said you cannot eat truma, even though he said you could. When it came L'Ma'asa, he said let me pass on your Ravasi. On that, Taisa says, do we go with the Talmud? Do we go with the Rav? Depends. After the generation of Bayer Rava, we go with the Talmud. La halacha. Oh my Rav Shmuel Bar Rav Yitzchak Umoy Rav Shemesa in Yarsha. This is where we're holding. However, that's okay to eat truma because fine, nothing. It's not the end of the world because she's an arusa. Arusa could really eat truma. But if she dies, now the husband doesn't yarshin her. Her belongings belong to her father, and that's it. Same story. She accepted Erusin with her father's consent, and she got married without her father's consent. And her father's right here. She forgot to tell her father that today is a chasana. She got married. So over here we have whether or not she could eat truma because her father is here. Even in the case where her father wasn't here and Rav says she could eat, over there she could eat truma because the father wasn't there. Over here you could explain his silence is because he was furious. Okay? Reb Elchanan love Reb Elchanan. If you know all the stories about him, the different tzidkas. See, he writes, one of the things, a segula for Shalom Beis, he says that there's an inyan of putting a certain fear in the house, but not an aim on Yisera. He says if your wife does something that you really don't like, the best idea would be just to be quiet. And she's gonna ask you, what's wrong? Quiet. And that should fix everything. Hi dishtik, mirtach rotach.
Try that at home.
I can't tell you because I don't know what the mirtach rotach part is. I'm always shasik. I don't know that it's sad, so I can't tell you if it works or not. I only have one. Try it out. Mati, try it out. Come back with an email tomorrow. Even according to Ravasi, it says when the father agreed to the Kiddushin but not to the Nisuin, and he disappears, she cannot eat truma. Because there's a concern that the father is going to show up and he's going to make a mecha. But over here, being quiet is moida, your shtika kaida. It shows that he's happy with this marriage. Okay, another case. Niskacha shaloi ledas avia v'nises shaloi ledas. Both. She got engaged and married without her father's consent. V'avia kan. Now, do we have the same svara that he's quiet? He's quiet because he's so mad, or no? Ravuna Omar Cheles, Rav Miriam bar Abba Omar Einu Cheles. So now the Ravuna says she could eat. Before Ravuna says Einu Cheles. If the Kiddushin, the first part was with the father's consent and the second part not. Over here, and over there he says, even if you have half a consent on the Kiddushin, don't eat. Can't eat truma. You're not really married to him. Over here with the zero consent, all of a sudden Ravuna says she could eat truma. What's going on? It makes no sense. It's like vinegar for the teeth, and smoke for the eyes. When the father agrees to the Kiddushin, so it's a real Kiddushin, it's the Raisa. Ravuna said you can't eat. Certainly Ravuna should hold that you could eat, that you cannot eat when there's zero consent. Niri Talmud. What? So the Talmud of Ravuna is going to be right in this case? My time in the Ravuna, I'll explain to you. I think some people might be over in this. They treat their kids like Yosef and shtickle. Completely ignored her. I'm engaged. Not yes, not no. I'm married. Garnished. So he treated her like Yosef. And Memela, you can't say that he was mad at her. This is already beyond mad. This is, stop, he's ignoring her. So Mela, there's consent. If he's mad, there's up to a point. The person is mad and he doesn't say anything. Up to a point, but not, she got engaged. A few months later, she got married and he's still not saying anything. That means that he's okay with it. He's one of these quiet guys, doesn't say anything. Itmar. Omarav, hold on a second. What do you want, a hat or socks? This is for you. Every 10 minutes is another gift for you. Oy vavoy, that was terrible. Okay, but that's it. You can't. Now I can put this away. You want one? Who else? Only guess. What is it? This? This? What are you gonna do with this? You gonna go to a baseball game and put your tzitzis out like this? Well, okay. Must know. Maybe the rabbi in the back wants one. You'll take one, Rabbi? I don't know if I'll get to you.
There's a guest.
Yiddi wants.
Yiddi. What do you want? Oh, yeah, right. Again. All right. Weiter. Itmar. I don't remember that one, Taka. That was when? When was it? For what?
It was Thursday.
1,000 shiurim is 1,000 shekel? Pennies? Oh, fake. I'm going to take that hat back from you. A ktana who was engaged without her father's permission. You hear this? Both the father and the girl, even the girl who accepted Kiddushin, could do a miyun. They could say, we don't want, they could refuse, both of them could refuse the engagement. Ravasi Omar, Ovia Velohi. Ravasi argues a Rav and he says, no, the father could refuse it, but not her. It doesn't make sense. She accepted a ring and then she's going to refuse it. It says in the pasuk in Ovia. So, I just wanted to show you this real quickly. This I asked Yoshi to redo. Whoever didn't see this, whoever's part of the shir and didn't see this, this is how Reb Yoshi redid my chart that I told you I had no idea what I was doing. Here is the brothers and is the daughter, and the daughter is married to the uncle, and then the uncle married another girl, and then another woman, and then the uncle went bye-bye, and then it says no even for brother. It's just a much clearer, much better thing, the Zivamas. All right. So now, on to this parasha. We're talking about Pitoy. Person convinces a girl. And then it says, he should marry her. if the father agrees, that's the next passage. If the father refuses this, let's call him a low life even, to let it, he doesn't want this guy as a son-in-law. So then this guy, this ma'anas guy, mefata guy, he has to pay 50 shekel. He has to pay a fine. So the question is, why does it say a double lashon? Ma'ain yimayin. It should say im ma'inavia l'sita. If the father refuses, why does it say refused? Im ma'inavia. So the Gemara says, beautiful. What are we talking about? The Gemara understands that we're talking about that he decided he's going to convince a girl to get married. And his bio was l'shem Kiddushin. That's what happened there. It's not stam a guy. So Eli, and what happened? Did the father know about it? No. The father didn't agree to it, because if the father agreed to it, then it would be like a regular Kiddushin. This he did behind the father's back. So there's no consent. It's our story. It's a guy that was mekadesh a woman without consent. That's what the Gemara understands to begin with. That's not the maskana. That's what the Gemara understood. So the Torah says that the father refuses the Kiddushin, then the guy has to pay the father 50 shekel. And what about her? What if she refuses to get married to him? Even the naira could be memayin. And over here, the problem is the father doesn't know. So you see that the girl also has a right to refuse, like Rav says, both have a right to refuse. Says the Gemara, you're going with the wrong pshat. I could explain to you. We're talking about the pasuk, like everybody understood it in Cheder, that it's a guy, a lowlife, or whatever you want to call him, that he was mefated this girl not to get married. Says the Gemara, but wait a minute, you think I didn't think about that? I also thought about it, but I didn't like the pshat. Why? You need a pasuk to tell me that they're not married when he didn't even have an intent to marry? No, maybe the pasuk is telling you that if she's memayin, then you have to give her you have to give the father 50. And Taisus, Rashi also says it, but Taisus says one word, b'nichusa. Rashi also says, siyatehi. Pashat, it's not a question. That's not ihachi, if so. No, ihachi. It's beautiful what you're saying. Right? The first pasuk says the guy should be mekadesh, he should make her his wife. Should tzrichim any kiddushin, it says. The Brisa says he has to give her a ring. As the Gemara of Impitul Shumishus, but if you already did Kiddushin, you told me the whole story to begin with, was that he had in mind to marry her Kiddushin Lamali. That's a great raya. Amalei Abai is not such a great raya. It's Kiddushin, that's Avia. Yeah, this guy was Mekadesher L'Shumishus, but it wasn't a good one because he never told the father. Now that the father found out about it, he has to redo the Kiddushin. Okay. Zog Deiligi Mishnah. And we had this Mishnah, we're very familiar with it just the other day. Oh, today's we have some big props today. I thought when I was learning this with my chavrusa, I told this mamish a kiss from Hashem. His daughter's name is Tamar. I said it's skachli Tmarzu, mamish. And by the way, he was learning with me probably an hour before the chasana. He was sitting here in the base marriage. We don't have koil anymore. It's been his manim. Sitting here till 1 or something, and then later on I learned with him on the phone. Gets it. So guy said two lashonos. I want you to be mekudeshes with this. I want you to be mekudeshes with this. Now suppose that each one is worth less than a pruta. By him saying a double lashon is sketchy, he just broke it up. It's two meisim, and they cannot be mitzvah. You can't say, oh, he gave her a full pruta. No, one was a half a pruta, and the other one was a half a pruta. Hoimer lisha hiskachli b'tmar zu hiskachli b'zu im yesh b'achas mem shav pruta mekudeshes. It works if this one by itself is a pruta. It's great. Why? Because it's a regular Kiddushin. It's hiskachli b'pruta. Great. But only if one of them has a pruta. If one of them is a half a pruta, the other one is a half a pruta, it doesn't work. Because he broke it up with the word hiskachi. V'imla avin mekudeshes. Now, if you recall from the other day, and we're going to talk about it again briefly, the Gemara doesn't really go into it. The other man would say, as long as you say hiskachi in the beginning, you say hiskachi, bezu, then it works. Or you say bezu, hiskachi, then it also works. Over here you have a very strong language breaking it up. Hiskachi bezu, that's why he breaks it up. Now, if he says bezu, another story. He didn't say hiskachi, he just said with this. If all of them have a pruta together, it's one mice, it's one action, mikudeshes. We will have eight mikudeshes. Oh, we have today's art, Rabbi Isai, an original. If, as he's giving her the dates, she's eating them. Oops, I might have messed it up. Scotch, bzoo. All right, Givaldi. Here, let me see if anybody can do that. You want to try? Mati. I need an athlete here. Somebody that can actually throw. No, I'm not going to throw food now. Here, stand over here so it could be on camera with the live demonstration. Fine, look. As he gives her the Kiddushin, she gobbles it down. If one of them has a shav pruta, she's mekudesh. The Gemara is going to discuss what is this going on. Is it the first part of the Mishnah or the second part of the Mishnah? We'll see. Says Gemara, Mantana is skachi. Who's the man that says they have to break it up like that, so strong, with a whole full lashon? Again, real quickly, because the Gemara doesn't even discuss this. It's not even in Rashi. The halacha is, if somebody watches a pikadon, a collateral, and he denies the fact that he ever had it, and then he was found to be a liar after he swore, he has to bring a carbon asham. So what happens if 5 people claim that they put their collateral by him? It was like a Ponzi scheme of some sort. And the guy says, I don't know what you're talking about. Shvua that I didn't take from you. Does he have to bring 5 karbanos or 1? Because it was one shvua, it was one sentence. So Reb Shimon is the one that says, if he says, he breaks it up with a word, a heavy word, shvua lezu, shvu to you, 5 karbanos. The others say no, as long as you say shvu in the end, it says in the beginning, okay, that's machlok. So we go like Reb Shimon, we already said before. Remember, this Mishnah is actually a continuation of the Mishnah that we had before. We said Reb Shimon, if you recall, Reb Shimon is the one that holds like Rabbi Yehuda over there, that ain't shtei daim zoiches ka'achas. Okay, the father and the daughter cannot be zoiche and get together, only one of them, it's just the father. Says Gemara, bezu, miyesh b'kulim shav pruta. Ahaya. What part of the Mishnah is it talking about? Eli ma'areisha. Talking about the first part of it. The what? He says, hiskachi bezu. And now we're saying, as he's saying hiskachi bezu, and doesn't have a shav pruta, she ate it. Even if she didn't eat it. It's 2 separate acts of Kiddushin. That's why it's not good. Forget about the fact, you don't have to stick in another problem. She also ate it. Without eating it, it's not a good Kiddushin. Why? Because it's 2 maisim, and each one is not worth a whole pruta. Ela seifa. It's talking about the seifa. Vafilu b'kamaisa. Even seifa means the end of the Mishnah. Kamaisa means the first date. Right? Even if the first one is worth a whole pruta, it works, even though she ate it. Why? But milvei. The fact that she ate it, now the Kiddushin wasn't over yet. The Kiddushin happens all the way at the end. As she's getting these dates, it's like a loan. And what did she do with the loan? She consumed the loan. And now there's nothing to be mekadosh with it. If the first one was the one that was worth a pruta, it's already gone. She owes him a date, but he can't create a Kiddushin out of it. It's gone. On Reb Yochanan, Harei Shulchan, V'harei Basar, V'harei Sakin. We have everything. We have a beautiful mission in front of us. We have a table, we have meat, we have a knife to eat the meat. Ve'ein lanu lechel. And we can't even eat. The very, very famous mashal of, someone is going to say it's a Ma'aseh Chaya. There was a guy that said, let's see how the Jews act in a certain way compared to other people. So they put them on a table and they gave them very, very long forks and said, go eat. And the other guys, they couldn't eat. But the Yidden, they sat across from each other, they took the fork and they fed the other person. And they were able to, they won the whole debate or whatever it was, because they thought about the zulas, they thought about the other person. Over here, you have a table with everything, sack and a fork, can't eat, it's too long, can't put it in your mouth. Rav Shteiman says on this Gemara over here, you think about it, we haven't had a generation like ours in who knows when. I don't even want to go back to when. The amount of torah in our generation, to Yudam Yecheskel, says Reb Nachman. To Yudam Yecheskel, the amount of tzedakah. Never ever that we had the amount of millions and millions of tzedakah that we give today, and the chesed, the organizations. So then what's the problem? Why are we so low and they were so high? Because we have the shulchan, we have everything, and we don't put it in. It's all chitzonis. It's all a show. It's all we don't live it. So we do it.
We practice Judaism, they live Judaism.
Oh, okay. That's very appropriate for the shir. That's very appropriate. Shkoyach. Rav Shmuel, what?
It's a cat. It's a cat.
He's saying that we have the Mishnah Shluya, but we don't know how to explain.
We don't, right. So that's Rebbe, right? Rabbi Yochanan saying we have a mission, we can't explain it. Rav Shmuel, let's explain it. It's talking about a guy giving a date, and he says, I read Mukudeshes with this, and then he says again, I read Mukudeshes with this date. Oh, it's a beautiful chiddush here, he says. If the dates are on the table, since he broke it up, it's two separate Kiddushins, it doesn't work. But since the Mishnah adds, I'll tell you a chiddush. If she's eating it, we already spoke about it. You give somebody a ring, you give somebody money, you give somebody, the hana is not here. But when you actually feel the hana in your mouth, you're eating it, maybe maybe she could give herself over to Kiddushin with that. Kumash will know it doesn't work. It's two separate acts, and each one's not Shavah Pruta, it doesn't work. Rami Omar, Rami has another pshat. Talking about the Sefer, the what he said, bezu, bezu, bezu. Use all these dates for Kiddushin. And then she was eating them. And you asked me, Kasha, if the first date was Shavah Pruta, it disappeared from the world, how is he doing Kiddushin? So if she's eating these dates, as long it has to be that the last one is a Shavah Pruta. Why? Because the first ones are gone and they're a milva and they're not in this world. So that's what it's saying. If she eats them and eats them, I'm telling you chiddush, the only way she can become Kudeshes is if the last one is worth a Pruta. So from here you see with the rabbit class, you already established that you have to have a Pruta all the way at the end, because if you don't have a Pruta at the end, everything she ate is worthless. It's gone. It's out of this world. So you see that if I'm Mekadesh, if you tell a woman, the $1 million that I lent you, I'm moichel you, not a Kiddushin. It's $1 million, but right now you didn't give her anything. Unbelievable. You tell a person, here's $1 million gift. You know the $1 million you borrowed from me? I'm moichel you. And here's this. Where's their mind? Not on the $1 million you just forgave them, but on this lousy date. Why? Because if the das was on the $1 million, it's not a Kiddushin. That's gone. It's over. Obviously, she's mekabel this date as the Kiddushin. See from here that if there's no Kiddushin, you don't end up marrying this person, yet you have to give back. You have to give it back. Yeah? So we're going to see Itmar. Oh, let's just say this real quickly. For all those, Refuah Shlema, and by innovations in honor of my uncle Reb Elchanan Pressman, as a zchut for a year filled with Maz Brach Hatzlocha and Parnas Berevach, all of them the white family. Okay. Oh, I didn't mention anything about the hotel. Rabbi Isai, sign up already. What's going on? We only have 200 rooms. 200 plus rooms. No, halavai. How many? Yes. 200. We have 250 rooms left. We gotta push it. Don't wait till the last minute. MDY, whatever, Shabbos. MDYShabbos.com. This is crazy. A guy goes to his own sister. Everybody knows he can't marry his sister. He goes to her, he says, here, take this money for Kiddushin. I want to be Mekadesh you. I wish you could be my wife. Here's money. Rav Amar Mois Chayzrim. Rav says he takes the money back. Ushmol Amar Mois Matana. What he meant to do is give a gift. Rav Amar Mois Chayzrim. Odem Yudash Ein Kiddushin Toivsim B'Chayzer. It's obvious. The whole world knows. Every baby knows. You can't marry your sister. So what was he doing here? He wanted her to watch this money. So let him be a mensch. Say the she's not gonna do it. Now he came with this chap. Now she's gonna take it for whatever the svar is. No, he wanted to find a nice way to give her a gift. he doesn't want to stop and give a gift. Everybody knows that it's not Kiddushin. So let him just say straight out. Should be embarrassed to take it.
Not like this.
This is not embarrassing at all. You marry your brother. No, it's a joke. It's like, hey, I wish you could be my wife. Here's $10,000. Shalom Yisrael. And she says, oh yeah. So we're married. She puts it in her pocket. If he came and said, take this, I see you're not doing well, take this. It's a busha. Masa Ravina. Hamafresh chalose kemach enoi chala. The halacha is, if you look at the pasuk, it says in the pasuk, Reishis ariso seichem. You take challah from dough. You don't take challah from a bag of flour. So Hamafresh chalose kemach, this guy doesn't listen to the halacha. And he goes and he takes, how much do you have to do? They say today it's like 5 pounds, it's like 2.2 kilo, 2.3 kilo, something like that. So he has 2.3, anything less than 2.3 kilo, let's say, that's the shear, you don't have to give challah. He goes, you don't have to give challah. It's not chayiv challah. With a brach, without a brach, you're not chayiv challah. And if he goes and he takes a bunch of flour, and he takes challah and he gives it to the kohen, the kohen must return it. Now the Gemara is going to go through every single tzad to understand, why does the kohen have to return it? Says Gemara, based on what we just said this far, everybody knows. If everybody knows something, then obviously there's something else going on here behind the scenes. Everybody knows you can't marry your sister. So what in the world is this guy doing? He's not a meshugana. He probably meant to give a gift. Everybody knows. Have you ever seen a woman be mafresh challah from flour? No. So everybody knows the halacha. So why is he doing it? Because, for whatever reason, he wants to give the kohen a gift. Why does the kohen have to give it back? According to Shmuel, there's such a svara that everybody knows, and Memeli gave him a gift. Gave it a gift. Says Gemara Shani also there's going to be a churba zimnin the Islay lekoyin pachas mechamish revoim kemach. There's going to be less than the shear of 5 quarters. In other words, 1 kav and a quarter is the shear. V'hai revoim kemach v'hai. Very simple here. Brought some props today. This is 2 kilo. Yeah, 2 kilo. And this. Oh, don't tell my wife. Sometimes my wife decides to bake at 7 in the morning. Only when I bring the props. This Rabbi said you're not chayiv challah because it's only 2. It's only 4. It's only 2 kilo together. Yeah, each one is a kilo. Kilo and kilo. We're saying halacha the rice. You're not chayiv challah on these 2. Today with the brother, I'm not passing halacha. I'm talking Gemara language now. This you're not chayiv. With this you're chayiv. So what happens is the kohen every day he makes challah from this. He doesn't care. If you do 2 kilo or let's call it 4 pounds, he doesn't have to be mafresh challah. So he doesn't. Then his neighbor comes along and says, "Hey, by the way, I have a gift from you. As mafresh kemach here, take this." So he goes and he adds it to his flour, and now he has a full shear. 2 kilo plus 0.2 kilo is a chiyuv. Now he has to be mafresh challah, but he doesn't know. The kohen thought this is good stuff. This is a gift. This is not a gift. This is challah. This is a gift to the kohen, like truma and meisers. He thought that's potter from challah. Together with this, still potter. And Mela, he's going to have flour dough that's chayiv and challah, and he doesn't realize it because he thinks that this is potter from challah, but it's really chayiv and challah. So we don't want to have a churva. Vasi, and he's going to combine these 2 kilo with this 0.2 because of a nitkan isasa. He's going to say everything's great. There's a whole, if you want to read Rashi, it's crazy long cheshbon, how when we switched all the shiurim twice at 20%, how we got to 1 1/4 kav. But that's the shear. By the way, it doesn't go by weight. We say kilo. It doesn't go by weight. It goes by volume. But kilo is approximately that volume. Okay. Ask the Gemara, wait a minute. Why is there a problem? And there's going to be tevel. Tevel is mamash, this is the rice to eat. You can't eat chal. By the way, this is not like Yashan. This applies only basically in Eretz Yisrael, not so much in Chutzlars, but in Chutzlars we do it, we're mafresh chal, of course, not to forget the mitzvah. But a kohen knows that this is not challah. You can't take this. The Yisrael just gave me a gift. It's chayiv b'afrosh's challah. The kohen is not going to think, oh, this is potter. Why would the kohen think that? Whoever was mafresh challah from flour. Says Gemara, the kohen knows it, but he doesn't really know the real reason. He knows that you're not supposed to use flour. He starts making cheshbonis, and when you make cheshbonis, it's not good. He's moyer heter cheshbonis. He thinks, what's the reason why you can't use flour? Not to trouble the kohen. Give the kohen a ready-made dough. Don't give him flour, but you could do flour if you really want. I'm moichel. For me, it works out well. I like a different recipe. It's great that he gave me flour. As the Gemara, but at the end of the day, why do you take it away from the kohen? With the heavy truma, let it be the kohen's gift. Let him take from this flour. He has flour over here. Let him take the shear that you have to take off, and then it became mutter. Why does he have to give it back to the Yisrael? Rashi says, Makom Acher doesn't mean a different place. He says straight out. It could be straight from this. It just means whatever. He should be mafresh challah. Miloitnan minanokov al sheni nokov. Okay, so now we're moving on to this, the famous otzitz nokov. So otzitz nokov, if you have a pot and you have a tree growing there, and the bottom of the pot has no holes, no perforations, then it doesn't nourish from the ground, and it's not planted in the ground. So a plant like that is not part of Eretz Yisrael. It's not chayiv in Trumas Maisrus Midaraisa. Now you have a pot on top. You can see it has a hole in the bottom. You have an arrow jumping up and down. It nourishes from the ground. It's regular fruit that grows in Eretz Yisrael, chayiv in Trumas Maisrus. So what happened was, minanokov al sheini nokov. If a person takes Trumas Maisrus from something that's chayiv, from the top one that's chayiv, on something that's potter, truma, it goes to the kohen. You leave it by the kohen. You don't make the kohen give it back like this flour. It can stay by the kohen. Just the kohen has to make sure that you take truma meiser from other things, other fruits that are chayiv. So the Gemara nafkamina betray money tzois b'chad monoleit tzois. A kohen, when you tell him, look, this pot is different. This has a hole. This doesn't have a hole. Okay, it makes sense to him. But when it's one flour, it's all mixed in one bowl. You can say, well, part of it is not good. Part of it is good. He's not going to listen to you. A kohen is a zariz. And by the way, as Rashi points out, you only give truma and meiser to a kohen that's a Talmud Chacham, to a kohen that knows. You don't stop give truma to a Tam Haaretz, to a kohen Haaretz. So he's makbid on mitzvahs. And he thought that the Yisrael did a good job. Huh? I didn't hear what? No. Why will there be a problem that somebody's going to eat tevel here? Everybody knows that you can't use regular flour for challah. He knows that you can't do it, but he thinks he knows the reason. And once he's darish time of the kra, he makes his own pshatim up. This other time in the kohen was accepted it. I don't know if we have to stop here because it's too late, unfortunately. All right, we'll pick it up from here. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day.